Hi, this is Javin Kharod, a chemical engineer by profession, going to study today's topic, desalination chemical process. Now, what is that? Desalination removal of dissolved salt from the sea water and some of the cases from the brackish water of the island sea, highly mineralized groundwater. Example, geothermal brine and municipal wastewater. The process renders such otherwise unusable water fit for human consumption, irrigation, industrial application, and various other purposes. Existing desalination technology requires substantial amount of energy, usually form of fossil fuel, so the process is expensive. The reason it is generally used where other sources, fresh water, they are not economical available. In addition, amount of greenhouse gas emission and brine wastewater generated by desalination plant pose significant environmental challenges. Now, desalination process uncover the science behind the membrane for desalination of water. The membrane of non-porous graphite can be used. Desalination water. Water molecule pass through pores with salt ion are turned back. Desalination method can be utilized either thermal process involve heat transfer, a phase change, or membrane process using sheet of synthetic semi-permeable material and separate water from dissolved salt. Multi-stage flash distillation is a thermal process for desalination relative large quantity of seawater based on fact. The boiling temperature of water lowered as air pressure dropped and the process carried out in a series of closed stages set progressively lower pressure. When preheated seawater entered the first stage, some of the rapidly boiled, forming vapor that is condensed into fresh water and heat exchanger tube. Fresh water is collected dry as the remaining seawater flow in the next stage where it is also flat and the process continues. In some of the communities where salt water and intense sunlight are both abundant, a simple thermal process called solar humidification can be used. The heat of the sun partially vaporizes salt water under transparent cover on the underside of the cover and vapor condense and flow into collecting through. The principal difficulty this is process large area required, energy needed, the pumping the water. Another thermal process make use of fact and that when salt water is frozen, ice crystal contain no salt in practice. However, objectional amount of salt water remain trapped between crystal and the amount of fresh water need to wash the salt water away comparable to amount of fresh water produced. Melting crystal membrane process. The salting includes reverse osmosis and electrodialysis of the two. Reverse osmosis is most widely used, particularly desalinating brackish water, island sea, and salt contact brackish island water through undesired is considerable below the seawater. Electrodialysis use electric potential to drive the positive and negative ion dissolved salt through separate semi-permeable synthetic membrane filter. The process leaves fresh water between the filter. Reverse osmosis salt water is forced against the membrane under higher pressure. Reverse osmosis salt water is forced against the membrane under higher pressure. Fresh water pass through concentrated mineral salt remain behind to conserve the space. The membrane are packed in multiple layer collection of the long tube. Now, what are the benefits of seawater desalination? Seawater desalination offers several benefits, making valuable solution, address water scarcity, ensure reliable sources, fresh water around the world, additional water source. Seawater desalination provides sustainable and reliable sources of fresh water, reducing dependence on rainfall, surface water, and groundwater that are limited. Improve water quality. Seawater desalination produce high quality fresh water that meet safe drinking water standard. Environmental conversion. by reducing need of groundwater extraction or surface water diversion. Seawater desalination can help protect natural ecosystem and reduce ecological impact of water sources utilization, drought resilience. Seawater desalination provides drought resistant sources of water, which is crucible community for industries, economical growth, desalination water, suitable various uses, municipal, industrial, agriculture, other, those supporting economic growth and quality of life. Fresh water is basic need. So wastewater treatment, desalination of saline water are important to make more potable water accessible to needed population. Process removal excess salt to decrease amount of mineral from water. Let's in detail what desalination process and what are differential desalination methods. Now, what is desalination process? The process desalination called desalting involves removal dissolved salt from the seawater, brackish municipal wastewater, even groundwater with the high mineral content. The process makes water fit for human consumption, irrigation, and industrial applications and more. The process for industrial desalination sometimes expensive, making useful only where it is not economical viable to get fresh water in any other way. Now, what is desalination important? With human population growing each day, there are increased need for fresh water. Add area. No excess fresh water. Realize rain underground. Water resources, which is again limited. Water from underground sources become increasingly brackish. Extraction continue making desalination even more crucial. People seek fresh water. An estimated 30% of the world area under irrigation suffer salinity and the solution remediation costly to use. For this reason, desalination solves a number of problems and produce water which help support different populations. Now, type of water used desalination. There are seawater. Water desalinated can be taken from the surface of sea. Beneath it, it is viable. Sources salty surface water where there are need to minimize impact of surrounding area. Filter can use minimize amount pre-treatment necessary before water make into primary treatment system. Method is effective. Now surface intake causes damage to marine life. Now what harm nearby freshwater aquifer geology is not favorable. Method is intake from below surface include infiltration, gallery, vertical beach, both radial. Now brackish water. Brackish water considerably less salty than seawater and commonly found aquifer which are underground store of water. Estimate they are lower courses where river meet the sea. Now method seawater desalination. The thermal distillation is one of the best way to treating seawater, brackish water to convert them into potable water. The most common thermal desalination process they are multi-stage flash distillation, multiple effect distillation and vapor compression evaporation. Now with multi-stage flash distillation, saline water is sent through multiple chambers where it is heated and compressed, higher temperature and higher pressure. As the water moves through chamber, the pressure is reduced. As result, saline water boil and form of fresh water, vapor which is condensed and collected. Now, multi-effect distillation use some of the process to multi-stage flash distillation. The main difference is instead using multiple chamber and single vessel. This process uses successive vessel. The multiple vessel make the process more efficient. Vapor compression distillation use heat of vapor compression evaporate the feed water. It can either be used independently combined with another process, thermal distillation. The units are commonly used small and medium scale purpose. They are report industrial petroleum drilling site. Now, electrodialysis. This is another method used to desalinate large volume of water that are used membrane only allow passage of either negativity charge or positively charged ion, time commonly ionic molecule. In saline water, there are calcium, sodium, chloride, and carbon. The driving force behind electrical potential that attract cation anion through permeable membrane produces fresh water. Another side. Now reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is a water treatment. Use pressure gradient to move the high pressure salt water feed through membrane that filter out chlorine, salt and dirt. The membrane used will have different pore size depending on process, and the process can be microfiltration, nanofiltration, ultrafiltration and reverse osmosis. Because membrane and reverse osmosis has micropores, it is necessary pre-treatment treat water for both biological and physical to prevent scaling and remove suspended solid. Water technique use means desalination for sodium. Now, reverse osmosis is a primary method to use sodium match plant to desalinate water electively and effectively produces fresh water to use local people. Now, supply equipment, injection, powder, and seawater desalination system. They are also do polymer-based treatment for treatment sludge in centrifuge. For this type treatment, we can feed time which allow remineralizing the seawater and dosing of limestone, fluoride and metal sulfide. In Middle East, reverse osmosis plant used to sodiumate for wastewater treatment for growing popularity. This is because modern technological advantage allow the better energy, better efficiency as well equipment that last longer without need replacement with the demand of fresh and potable water increasing even further. Future, the best technology ensure the more people have their water need meet leaving small carbon footprint on the environment. Now, natural evaporation. Water can evaporate to several other physical effects. Besides solar irradiation, effects have been included multidisciplinary desalination methodology, greenhouse, industrial desalination plant, site, greenhouse operating, natural water cycle, scale down 1:10 ratio. On the other side, various process, evaporation and condensation, they are hosted lower technology utility partly underground, and architecture shape of the building itself integrated bioelectrofuel system is the most suitable large scale diverse greenhouse gas, and it has footprint for water desalination and same landscape transformation, the desert greening respectively, regeneration of natural fresh water cycle. Now, vacuum distillation. The vacuum distillation atmospheric pressure reduce those lowering the temperature required to evaporate the water. Liquid boil when vapor pressure equals the ambient pressure and vapor pressure increases the temperature effectively. Liquid boil at lower temperature when ambient atmospheric pressure is less than the usually atmospheric pressure. Because of reduced pressure, lower temperature, waste heat from the electric power generation and industrial process can employ. Now freeze throw. The freeze throw desalination, freezing desalination uses freezing removal fresh water from salt water. Salt water is sprayed during freezing condition in where ice buildup. The seasonal condition, warm naturally desalinated meltwater recover, and technique realize extended period natural sub-freezing condition. Different freeze throw method, not water, depend on invented Alexander Zurchin, and freeze seawater is a vacuum under vacuum condition. Ice desalinated is melted, diverted, collection, and seawater salt is collected. Now, hydrogel based desalination. The idea method fact when hydrogel put into contact with aqueous salt solution, the swell absorbing solution, ion composition different, the original one, the solution can easily squash out of the gel by means sieve and microfiltration membrane. The compression of the gel in closed system lead to change in the salt concentration, where compression in the open system while the gel is exchanging ion with bulk lead to change in the number of ion consequences, the compression, swelling, open and closed system. The condition mimic reverse Carnot cycle refrigeration machine. The only difference is the instant heat is cycle transfer salt from the bulk of low salinity of the bulk high salinity. Similar, the Carnot cycle, this cycle is fully reversible, so can principle work with the ideal thermodynamic efficiency because of method is free from the use of osmotic membrane. It can compete with the reverse osmosis method. In addition, unlike reverse osmosis approach is not sensitive, the quantity and quality of the feed water seasonal changes and allow production of water any desired concentration. Okay guys, this is our today's topic, desalination chemical process. I hope you get sufficient knowledge after watching my video. Next week we have covered some another chemical engineering topics. Till then, goodbye. Do take good care of yourself and wishes you a very happy Sunday.